Hi guys, I'm Laura Vitale. In this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I want to show you my recipe for my oatmeal jam bars. They are super easy to do but delicious. They just require a handful of ingredients which you might already have on hand. So bingo! Let's go over them so we can get started. You'll need some quick cooking oats, all-purpose flour, a pinch of baking soda and salt, some butter and cream cheese softened at room temperature, some soft brown sugar. I've got some jam. This is blackberry jam. You can use any jam you want, vanilla extract, and a clementine. This is totally optional, but I have it on hand, so I'm gonna use it for a little extra something special. The first thing you want to do is get your oven preheated to 350. What I have here is a 9x9, a square baking dish that I've lined with parchment paper and put some nonstick spray in there just to ensure nothing sticks, because you know I'm a little paranoid about that, because if I'm going to go through the trouble of making something, I want to make sure it comes out so I can eat it. I'm going to make mine in my standing mixer, but this works great with just your hands, a bowl, and well, you wouldn't want to put your hands in there, but you could. A wooden spoon and a bowl, it would work out great. Now in the bowl of my standing mixer that I have fitted with my paddle attachment, I'm going to add my cream cheese, and my unsalted butter, and brown sugar. Now you could totally skip the cream cheese if you want to, just add a little bit more butter. The reason why I'm adding it is for just a little something extra. It's just a little richer. It makes the bars just a little richer. I just add a little something special in there, so I'm gonna add that to it. I'm gonna let those cream, and in the meantime, I'm just gonna zest a small clementine. You don't have to do this, I just happen to have it on hand, which is why I'm adding it. You could also use a touch of lemon zest or a little bit of orange zest. It's up to you. I just tend to think that any citrus cuts all the layers of sweetness. Like you've got a rich crust, you've got the sweet jam, and a little bit of the zest kind of zings it up a little bit, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So I'm just going to zest this, and I'm going to add it right to my butter and brown sugar and cream cheese mixture. I'm just going to add a splash of vanilla. I did add the clementine zest as well, and it smells already incredible. I'm just going to take my spoon and mix my dry ingredients together. This is so easy, it's not even funny. I mean, it's incredibly simple. You could play up with the jam any way you want. You know what this is really good with too is peach jam. I love some peach preserves, peach jam. So in the summertime, if you make your own using fresh local peaches, you are pretty much guaranteed to have the best treat on the block. Doesn't your block have treats? Mine doesn't either. I just decided to say that. Just gonna mix my dry ingredients in until everything's pretty much combined, and then you're pretty much ready to rock and roll. That looks good. Now what I've done is I've taken like a half, 3/4 of a cup of the dough, and I just reserved it to the side because I don't need that just yet. I do need to take my remaining dough, get it all out of here and into my baking pan. Try and make this as even as possible. Now this is a pretty sticky dough, so what I do is I just dip my hands in flour and then just pat it out, and it works perfectly. This is a nice thin layer, and what I'm going to do now is going to pop this into my oven. It's been preheated at 350 for around 15 minutes or so, or until it's a lovely golden brown, light golden brown, and then I will show you the next step. My base was in the oven for exactly 15 minutes, and we are ready to jam this up. Now I've got some blackberry jam, and if you know me, you know blackberry jam is my absolute favorite. And to that, I'm going to add just a juice of half of the clementine. Now I would have used the clementine we zested, except it's in my belly because I ate it. I forgot the juice of the half of clementine. I'm just going to mix this together really quickly. This so it adds a little touch of flavor, but also really just loosens the jam a little tiny bit so that it makes it kind of easy to spread on my crust here. Now, blackberry is my favorite, but you absolutely can use any jam that rocks your boat. I love blackberry jam. It reminds me of being a little girl and going picking blackberries with my nonna, and then we would find the blackberry tree, same place every year, and then pick a few and then call my nonna with his little truck, back it up, and then we would get like bushels of blackberries, and she would make blackberry jam. Marmelata di mora is what she would call it, and it's my absolute favorite. I'm just kind of moving my pan around and kind of getting this, trying to be as even as possible with my spoon, but don't be too finicky about it. It doesn't need to be any more perfect than that. And then taking our reserved batter here, the reserved dough, I'm going to plonk this all over the top. Try and get this as even as possible, but really it's just so incredibly simple. You just put it wherever you feel like it and try to cover up as much of it as possible, but just shouldn't take very long. Oh, right, that looks perfect. Now I'm gonna pop this back into the oven at 350 for an additional 10 to 15 minutes. You're looking for the top to be lovely, lightly and golden, and then what you're gonna do is let them cool pretty much completely before we go ahead and cut them. Let's see. You know I like to eat things piping hot, and I also like to touch things when they're piping hot, but this is good. I'm gonna pop this right back in. You know, not even gonna front. I had every intention on cutting them in front of you, and then this happened. They are fantastic. I mean, really flaky, rich, yet not that rich because we made them really nice and thin. You can make yours thicker by using an 8x8 pan instead of a 9x9, but these are money. Extremely good, very, very easy. Top them with any jam of your choice. My favorite, like I mentioned before, blackberry, but any jam will do. This is just a go-to recipe for me when I want something to put together to give us a treat or to have when someone comes over. It's just easy to do. Tastes like $1,000,000. Go to laurainthekitchen.com to get the recipe. I hope you enjoy spending time with me, and if you make these, make sure you tweet me a picture, Instagram, Facebook, because you know I love seeing them. And if you have, if you don't follow me on social media, you should. Hope you enjoy spending time with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.